My name is Robert Stewart, and I'm going to speak about an exciting opportunity in the mobile commerce space. Solely Local is poised to be a game changer for local small businesses by offering their mobile shopping assistant to both consumers and businesses that will help drive customer loyalty and generate increased revenues for businesses utilizing the platform. The role that mobile has played in our lives has been nothing short of extraordinary. In fact, 9 out of 10 individuals in the United States keep their phone within reach 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. This has had a profound impact on customer smartphone shopping behavior. Consumers want new sorts of information, personalized to themselves. This is known as new mobile search as opposed to the old search methods that have been used in the past. The major constraint for old search models is they are based on mobile web technology, while mobile app features are required to move forward. Old search is very rudimentary and relies on click-throughs in order to trigger an action or conversion. New search provides a consumer with many different options and opens far more paths that will trigger a conversion. Solely Local is a new search service built around a mobile shopping assistant model. The application will pull the consumer and local businesses together, providing up-to-date information for customers while sending them deals, messages, and special offers from their favorite stores, all while personalizing their shopping experience. Here's a look at what Solely Local can do and the many features that the app will offer its users.
Solely Local is a mobile app which gives me access to literally thousands of local products and services on the go. Sometimes I use it to buy or book directly from the app, but mostly I use it to find what I want, where I want it, and in the case of services, when I want it. It's my own personal shopping assistant. The app gives you many ways to search for products or services and cast a wide net. So, if there's something specific that you're looking for, you can use keywords to filter the search. For instance, if you only want to look at stores near you, or you can look at suppliers that you've already used before. Now that we've got down to a manageable number of products, let's start reviewing the ones that appeal to us. If I'm interested in a particular product, there are a number of things that I can do. I can buy or shop in store, or I can contact the business directly. There are many different ways I can search for services, but a fairly unique way is to find a supplier that fits with my schedule. If I want a haircut today, there's potentially 30 suppliers, but if I want a haircut per se between 2 and 3, it narrows it down to 5. Another unique feature is that Solely Local rewards me for doing what I'd like to do anyways. Support local businesses and shop in a way that gives back to the community. As a local business owner, I really appreciate the information and additional sales I get from the app. Creating an ad is incredibly simple. You just select an existing product, or you can take a photo of a new one. You just review, modify, and accept. As an advertising medium, it is far ahead of the market. I can personalize individual ads to certain customers. I can control ad expenditure by limiting the number of customers targeted, and the results are cost per conversion of 1/10 of other mobile advertising. I can reach the same number of customers in one day as search advertising would in 1 month. I have to admit that before Solely Local, I was lost. I knew that a mobile-friendly website wasn't the experience I wanted to give my customers, and Google wasn't allowing me to personalize the offers. Even if I could afford, maintain, and build an app, I had no assurance that anyone would download it. Solely Local addresses all of these issues, and I only pay for the results.
As you've just witnessed, Solely Local's goal is to help stimulate conversions for its business partners. This will lead to increased sales and greater profitability. Solely Local's action-based revenue model is designed to help meet these goals. This model is broken into 2 key components that will generate revenue for the product. Undertaking a new search for local products and services is free to both businesses and consumers. Businesses only pay $1.50 if a consumer takes an action closely linked to buying or buying directly. Actions can include communicating and booking or entering the business as a result of a search. The second and most significant source of revenue is via proactive and highly personalized advertising based on the consumer's preferences buying habits, and the areas that they frequent. This approach significantly reduces ad noise for consumers while ensuring that businesses only advertise to consumers that have a reasonable probability of buying. Ads will be delivered once a day via text message, and businesses will only pay 25 cents if the ad is actually read. Proactive advertising and fees based on actions has two effects. Advertising is 10 times cheaper than old search, while increasing revenue per consumer by 10 times. Most businesses simply aren't aware of how much old search is costing them. Based on an average cost per click of $2.32 with a conversion rate of 2.7%, the effective cost is nearly $90. The cost of a solely local conversion ranges from $1.50 to $10 approximately. Old search economics is driven by the number of click-throughs the average consumer makes in a month. Solely Local proactively sends out ads, so it generates far more ad reads. For example, 4 ads per day becomes 120 reads per month versus the 1 read per month generated by old search. This greatly increases the likelihood of a consumer making a purchase for a small business. The core of Solely Local's business strategy is building one community at a time. Solely Local's marketing strategy follows the same philosophy. The aim is to outsource the selling to local partners who have existing networks of consumers or businesses or both, and to pay for the selling through revenue shares. This approach is possible, as we don't need to sell the advertising, but to only recruit the businesses who will use the advertising available to them. Similarity, we only need community organizations with links to consumers to make them aware of our new search app. The structure is designed around the typical selling costs in the industry of 50% of revenue. Solely Local will pay 25% of revenue to the group recruiting the business, 15% for recruiting the consumer, and 10% directly to the consumer as a cash loyalty payment. The most significant partner will be the community newspapers, which count for 50% of businesses and 60% of consumers as clients. The next is a wider group of community organizations, charities, schools, sporting groups, which collectively count for the majority of consumers within any given community. In the mobile advertising space, there have been a limited number of very large companies that have grown through providing national coverage to national advertisers. They aren't well designed for local consumers wanting to make purchases in-store, which is the basis of new search. To compete more effectively in this new space, they'll have to change their technology, move to direct sales within individual communities, and change their pricing strategy. The new entrants listed above primarily use location-based data to make existing display and search advertising more effective. They do little to support local search, and in-store purchases for consumers, along with the personalization data they supply to businesses, is largely limited to location. The most important observation that we can make from looking at these groups is they currently offer consumers very little and do not provide great value. Small businesses are being pushed to develop mobile-friendly websites as a means to make up for the weaknesses of the online advertising model. When mobile advertising began, we saw conversions fall by a third. They have only returned to online results by excluding a significant percentage of the 20 million small businesses in North America. Financial projections of Solely Local are based on expected growth within the local mobile space of 50% and Solely Local rollouts across 15,000 communities in North America. Based on the combination of these two factors, Solely Local's goal is to grow at 100% per annum. As Solely Local's largest cost is marketing, but is variable, Solely Local expects to break even within the first year and achieve $200 million in annual revenue by year 3. Year 3 is also an important point for investors, as this is when we expect to start the exit process. We will create a liquidity event for shareholders between years 3 and 5, with the plan being to be viewed as a prime takeover target from one of the big players in this space. In addition to the $6 million already invested into the company, we are seeking $1.5 million, which translates into 15% ordinary or preferred shares for investors. There are tax losses available to limit exposure, and residents of British Columbia will be eligible for a 30% tax credit under the Eligible Business Corporation Program. This significantly limits the risk associated with the investment. Once funding is received, launch can take place within 5 months, and we will have the resources to expedite the rollout phase if market acceptance is high in the early stages.